Hello everybody, my name is Lewis, and in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the HyperX Cloud Wireless. Let's get into it. Timestamps are in the little place where you skip around the video, but I'm just going to go start already. So we're going to start with build quality first. It's built actually pretty well. It's very stretchy, and it feels premium. Plastic's nice, the aluminum's nice, and the headband's nice. Everything about this is just nice. It's very premium for a $100 headset, and it feels good. I'm going to give that a plus to HyperX here. Now, for comfort, it is very comfortable. The advertising doesn't lie. It's just not very adjustable. That's it. That's all you got. You can bend it, but I'm not sure how that's gonna help you put it on your head. I mean, like, oh man, this is so helpful. I can totally hear now. It's just a little marketing gimmick. It's stretchy, which is nice to know that it won't break on you, but what's the point? In my usage, the only thing that really happens to me is that my ears will get like a little warm, but that's about it. And that usually takes around 2 to 3 hours, and it's still like not that unpleasant. It's just that my ears are hot. But other than that, it's a very good headset, and that's literally the only flaw in the comfort. And I'm like really nitpicking here. It's not even that bad, but that's the only flaw in comfort. This is very, very comfortable, and if you're looking for a comfortable headset, this is it. I could wear this thing for like 2 days straight. Now it's time for audio. The audio is pretty good. It's just that good. It's nothing like extravagant, amazing, but like it's still good. And I definitely can say that you're not gonna find any like new parts of the music after like getting this headset, but it's not gonna sound worse at all, and it'll probably sound better than your previous headset. It has a 53mm driver, which is basically just how big the speaker is, which should make it have more bass and louder than most other headsets, and HyperX also is notorious for having a decent bit of bass in their headphones. I'm already used to it, so maybe that's just me. It just sounds the same as my previous headset, the Cloud Flight. I'd say it's a little better, but still about the same. But for anyone coming to it, it's going to sound bassy and hopefully decently loud. Alright, now for the microphone test. I'm just going to play a sound clip and leave it at that. You can make your own opinion, but my personal opinion is that it's pretty good for a headset microphone. Play it. This is how the microphone on the HyperX Cloud 2 sounds. I mean, that's pretty good, right? At least in my opinion. Alright, next up, let's talk about the software. I don't really want to say this, because so far everything I've had to say about this headset has been pretty positive. It's pretty good. The software is an absolute dumpster fire. It's not good at all. I mean, when it works, it's good, but it doesn't work very often. Once you get it set up, it does work, alright? But it's a pain to set it up. Like, a absolutely massive one. So, when I first got this headset, I installed the software, and then I installed the drivers, restarted my computer, all that's normal, right? And, so the first thing that happened, I booted up Valorant, and I couldn't hear anything behind me. I could hear walking sometimes, but like voice lines wouldn't play behind me, abilities wouldn't play behind me. That's very important, and I don't understand how they messed that up. And you might be thinking, maybe it's just a launch issue, right? Maybe they'll fix it. It's been years. They still haven't fixed it. I saw a Reddit post from like literally 2 years back talking about the same exact issue. I don't understand how drivers can be that bad. Seriously. Now, the way I got the drivers to work was I went ahead and turned on the equalizer setting and then didn't put on a preset because there weren't any. I'll talk about that in a second, but I didn't put on a preset and that fixed it for some reason, but I'd recommend just not installing the software, because the only reason too is if you want to EQ your headset, which you can do with another third-party program, or because the DTS Sound Unbound is there, and that thing's also absolute garbage. So I turned it on, and I could hear in all directions finally. The slight problem was that it made the game sound like really bad. It just added a bunch of extra bass to it for some reason, and it made me worse at finding where enemies were. Now, maybe it's because I'm not used to it, but I've also had ears for 14 years, so, you know, I kind of am a professional at locating where sounds are. There's one to my right. This one's, I can't tell who's closer. I can't tell who's closer. This is garbage. This is absolute utter garbage. There is no way this is wrong. It's muffled, it's bad, and it's like, oh, we don't need to talk about that. But I can barely tell where anything is coming from anymore. I don't understand you can try it out for yourself. Maybe I'm doing something wrong, but I looked up a guide. I'm checking all over Reddit. And if Reddit doesn't have the answer, you're doomed, really. So yeah, I just ended up uninstalling the drivers for these, and I just highly recommend you don't install them. If you want to, you can install them. I'll put a tutorial in the description for how to uninstall them if you want to get rid of them. But yeah, now moving on to the equalizing. When I first installed the software, there weren't any presets there, right? And in my troubleshooting of trying to get this thing to work, I uninstalled and reinstalled the software. Then EQ presets popped up. How and why, I have no idea, but they did. So I ended up using them, and they're pretty decent, but for some reason there's like a little bit of a staticky sound anytime like bass plays, anytime I'm using one of those presets that isn't flat, or that I just have it turned off. And since you can't turn it off without not being able to hear behind you, I just have to use a flat preset or uninstall the drivers, which is what I ended up doing. All right, so now for the controls of the headset. You have a power button, which dents in, and a microphone mute button, which points out, so you can identify them both and not accidentally press the power button, turning off your headset when you meant to unmute. You also have a USB Type-C, thank goodness they used this, I love this cable, and you have what you'd think would be an aux port, but no, that's where you plug your microphone in. And then you have your volume dial. So you may be asking yourself, well, where's the aux port? It doesn't have one. So they decided to make like every phone nowadays and get rid of the aux port. I don't know how you do that on a headset, but hey, it's not like most phones have it anyway, and any other thing that isn't a phone, you just use the USB dongle for. So if you're looking to use this with your phone and your computer, no. Computer only, which is a deal breaker for some, so sorry, this headset isn't for you. All right, so I'm going to talk a little bit more about the battery. It takes about 4 hours to charge, and it's going to last you 30 hours, and I'd say that's pretty good. You can go ahead and plug it into the charger overnight, and then you're going to have a full 24 hours and another 6 before you need to charge it again. All right, so now it's time for my verdict. I'm going to have to give these headphones a 7 out of 10, and that's because the software is broken. Now, if we're not going to count the fact that the software is broken, I'd say it's a solid 8 out of 10, not counting the software in any way, shape, or form. Just using these things, plug and play, they're very good, they're comfortable, they're going to last you a long time because they're durable, they have a good microphone, they sound good, they do everything that a gaming headset needs to do right, but it'd be so much better with that software, seriously. So if you're looking for a headset to use at your computer and at your computer only, considering it doesn't fold and it's not very great for travel, I'd say this is definitely the one to get. Not counting the Cloud Alpha Wireless because that thing has like a 300-hour battery life. That's really the one to get, but it's $100 more expensive, and this is just as good sounding, just without that extra battery. So I'm gonna give it 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10 if they fix the software, because adding EQing to this thing would make it pretty much unstoppable in the gaming market. So please, fix your software. I'm begging you, it's been 2 years. I had to get that out. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.